Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2 is a stylish, DS-exclusive spin-off that stars Roxas, an important side character in Kingdom Hearts 2. And before we go on, yes, it's actually pronounced 358 Days Over 2. Think about it. 358, as I'll call it, takes place between the first and second Kingdom Hearts titles, and runs parallel with Chain of Memories. You'll get to see the story from the vantage point of Organization 13, and it's really cool to fight alongside the main antagonists in the previous games. 358 does a great job with presenting the dialogue and personality of each character. However, the overall pacing of the story can be pretty slow. Also note that this is a game meant for Kingdom Hearts fans. If you've never played any of the previous games, you'll have no idea what's going on. For a DS game, the graphics are impressive. Square Enix decided to stick to an entirely 3D engine for this one, and the in-game character models look pretty good. With that said, the DS's hardware is still limiting when it comes to 3D. Square wanted to put a PS2 experience on the DS, and that in itself is a serious challenge. Now, 358 doesn't feel rushed or sloppy, I just would have preferred the more stylized sprites of The World Ends With You. Square Enix almost tried to cram too much onto a DS cartridge, and the game suffers because of it. One of the main problems I have with 358 is the repetition. Although scaled down for the DS, these are the same environments that you were exploring in the previous 3 games. Even the music is the same. I'm a big fan of the series, but even I'm getting sick of them. If you're looking for a completely brand new experience, this is not it.
You're finished.
The combat system in Kingdom Hearts 358 will be immediately recognizable to fans. This is mainly an action game with some menu control mixed in. 358 is also a purely button-based game, so don't expect any hot stylus action this time around. Although it does take a little getting used to, the control scheme works pretty well here on the DS. Limit breaks have been added for some extra visual flair, which is certainly appreciated. Overall though, the game feels more like the original Kingdom Hearts. Things are less automated and you have to really take care of yourself to survive. It's also fairly challenging, which is a definite plus. Now, limit breaks are pretty cool, but once again, the repetition is almost a killer. Not a lot has been done to overhaul the system, and there's definitely a been there, done that feeling to 358. You'll be killing the same Heartless in the same ways in the same environments. It's grating after a while. Fortunately, the way you build your character is all new and very enjoyable. All leveling, equipment, items, and spells are represented by blocks or panels that you must fit into a Tetris-style board. This panel system is kind of like building your deck in Chain of Memories, but it dictates your entire character's growth as opposed to just deciding your attacks. Also brand new to the series is the 4-player multiplayer. Gamers can embark on separate missions with friends to build up item tokens and experience. This mode really adds a lot to the game despite seeming like an afterthought. You can play as any member of Organization 13, and they all have unique weapons and limit breaks to experiment with. The game runs really well with 2 people, but gets a little sluggish as you add more players. But it's not that noticeable, so you should still have a good time. As a big Kingdom Hearts fan, I'd still recommend this to other fans who appreciate the one-of-a-kind melancholy that comes with this series. It's a lot of what you loved before, only from a new perspective. The multiplayer mode is also a great feature and makes 358 stand apart from its peers. With that said, the repetition is really obnoxious and hurts the overall experience. Seriously, there are only so many times I can jump around Agrabah and meet Aladdin before I get annoyed. For now, we can only hope the franchise will feel a little less stale in future games. For the full written review, hit up IGN.com.